There were a lot of reasons I wanted to come to Uzbekistan. The Soviet history, the Silk Road, the idea of a country sitting in the middle of Asia, shaped by centuries of movement. But history only tells part of the story. The rest is happening every morning. Here, that starts with naan. More than just the bread, it's a daily staple and a symbol of hospitality. Families break it together, guests are welcomed with it, and every neighborhood depends on bakeries like these before the sun even comes up. Much of that bread ends up here. Chorsu Bazaar, one of Tashkent's oldest and busiest markets. A place that supplied the city for generations and where you can learn more about Uzbekistan in an hour than you can from days of reading. It's where the city shops, where neighbors meet. And if you wander the market long enough, you'll eventually start following the crowds and start following the smell. That's where you'll find Shashlik. Skewers of meat grilled over charcoal, served simply with fresh naan, sliced onions, and tea. For a lot of people, that's where the morning really begins.
Assalamu alaikum.
Where from?
America. Yes. I've never tried shashlik before.
You should try, brother. This one we say jazz.
Chas.
Jazz. In totally we say shashlik, all
Okay.
of this shashlik, but this one jazz.
Jazz.
And
Okay.
this one's keema.
Keema. That's the best one right there. I want to try it all.
Yeah, you should try.
What's your favorite out of all of them?
I think you will like this one and this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like liver too.
This one.
So the way you eat this is you take a piece off, wrap it in bread and take a bite? And then do you put the onions in the bread too or just eat it on the side?
It's in your choose, brother.
Oh, there's no rules?
One rule, without fork, brother.
Okay.
Only with hand.
I agree. I love eating with my hands.
More delicious.
It makes it more delicious. I always say that too.
With bones, it's lamb.
Okay, with bones it's
This one's
lamb.
liver, beef.
Okay. Beautiful.
Brother.
Thank you so much. There's no better way to start a day in Tashkent than at Chorsu Bazaar. This is a part of the world that always had me curious. Central Asia has such a beautiful culture and food scene that I had to book a flight here myself to see it. So many people enjoying their meals. There's pulav, samsa, shashlik, hasib, everything flowing. And it feels hotbox in here, which is crazy because it's open air. But check out this spread. We got a nice start to the day right here. I went with some shashlik. I went with one of everything on their menu: liver, minced beef, chopped beef, and chopped lamb. All smelling amazing. Lightly spiced, cooked on the charcoals. Everything on the menu looked good. So I literally got one skewer of each. And this last dish I got on the table looks amazing. It was right next to the shashlik being cooked. I saw it in the pot. I knew I had to try it. This is called hasib. It's a classic dish here in Uzbekistan. Sheep intestines stuffed with rice, lamb, beef, fat, spices, and onion, soaked in this really fatty broth. For the beverage, I went with cherry juice, fresh. If you look around the market, everybody got this on their table. And I've actually never tried cherry juice, so first time here is in Uzbek. Wow. Oh, that's so good. It's a hot day right now. This on point. It's not too sweet, very refreshing, and it quenches your thirst. But okay, no more waiting. Let's get into the shashlik. I went with the full piece of naan. This is cooked, as we saw earlier, in the bakery, in the bread house, in this market upstairs. And this spot sources it from there. This is a special type of naan from this bazaar and this market, so you could only get it here. And it's so fresh. I tried it earlier off the grill. He let me get a little piece, little sneak peek, but first thing we gotta go for is the shashlik. I'm gonna just pick a random one. I think this one is, this one's beef. Let's go with the beef. And it's nice because they layer it with fat. So shashlik is cooked on the charcoals on a high heat, layered with fat, so the fat just gets crisp, caramelized, it renders through everything. Let me get a piece of this naan first. Still hot, super fluffy. Oh yeah, it's the way to do it. I gotta get the fat in the first bite as well. And then we gotta throw some onions on there, just like that. Perfect first bite. The flavors, the freshness, the quality of the meats, paired with those onions soaked in vinegar, the spices. Like if you look at it, meat, bread, and onion, this is one of the most simple combinations you can do, but when it's done right, it's perfect, honestly. Man, I'm gonna go in for the liver. You always gotta eat, you know, organs of liver right off the grill, the charcoals. You don't want it getting cold. Flavor changes, the texture changes. Look at how good that looks. That's gotta be the most flavorful liver I've ever tasted. You know, sometimes liver has that irony, organy flavor. This one, not at all. Very nice, soft texture, crumbles in your mouth. And the onions with the vinegar and the spices just elevate it even more. This is crazy, man. I've never had this combination before, so I'm just taking it all in. It's so good. Let's get on to the next. I noticed this one doesn't have the fat layered in between every cut, but I love ground beef, you know, kebabs, skewers, all that. Going onions, of course. Wow, that keeps getting better. Everything just works with each other. The naan complements the meat, and just the bite is so perfect and full. Very simple, but probably one of the best meats on a stick I've ever had. The last one is the lamb. I know this is right up my alley. The best. That's my favorite. It's not very spice heavy or marinated. This is just the flavor of the meats, and the meats is carrying everything. I've had a lot of skewers and kebabs in my life, but this one tastes so pure. Let's try this hasib. This is one of Uzbekistan's most traditional dishes. It's sausage made by stuffed, cleaned sheep intestines with a mixture of lamb, beef, rice, fat, onions, and spices in this light broth. This is another dish you eat with the naan. And you know, I love intestines, so right when I saw it, I knew I had to try it. So the play is almost the same thing as the shashlik. You stuff it in the naan, but take a look at these intestines. Very thin outer casing. I mean, that intestine is just super thin. Wow. Too good. This is definitely on the heavier side, you know, compared to the shashlik, because there's rice stuffed in these intestines, meat, and it's sitting in this like super fatty broth. It's not really like a soup. I thought it was a soup because it's like kind of clear, but it's very thick. It's like fat and oiled. When you dip it, it just soaks into the bread. Before coming to Uzbekistan, I knew, you know, a lot of the good food and just experiences are in the bazaars. Just the smells in here are so good. So many people cooking shashlik. There's plov, there's samsa, a bunch of different foods. All the, you know, classic Uzbek dishes, all in one place. If you want to have a taste of Uzbekistan, this is probably your one stop right here. We're at an institution here in Tashkent that slings thousands of samsas a day. They're everywhere. Bakeries, markets, street corners. And for a lot of people, this is a part of their everyday life. Think of it as Uzbekistan's most iconic pastry. Flaky dough wrapped around meats and onions, then cooked in a blazing hot tandoori clay oven. But check it out, I got the spread. One of everything, chicken, beef, lamb, potato. Let's get it. I'm gonna go for this one right here. I think this is the lamb. Feels so good in my hand. It's already flaking off, looks buttery. The bottom is super crispy. I'm gonna go in without the sauce first, just to try the initial flavor with no additive sauces or any spices, but this looks so good. I gotta make sure not to burn myself. That dough cooked in a tandoor just has this super flaky, slightly dense, crisp, soft. Just so much going on, and it just goes so well with that onion and the meat inside. First bite alone with no sauce was amazing, but it's time to try the sauce. People rave about this. This is their own sauce, the minor Samsa sauce. Everybody got like their personal sauces on the table, and it's pretty big. Another thing I noticed here too is how much people eat. Like personal plates, I see people eating alone. I have a stack full of Samsa. It's probably like 10. I got 6 right here. I wanted 2 of each just to try, you know, everything, and they're so good already. I mean, I already know I'm gonna like them all, but let's go in with the sauce. Man, adding the sauce, so good. Adds a nice sweetness with a nice little tang. There's a little spice in the background too, but it's such a pure tomato sauce, and it pairs so well. I see why like people get their own personal sauces here. This is so good. It's so fresh and just it tastes clean. Probably got to be one of the best pastries I've ever had in my life. That's insane. Too good. Can't describe. I don't know. Even with that cherry juice earlier with the shashlik, crazy combination. But this one, it's less sweet, this cherry juice, and it pairs well with the samsa. Probably will pair well with everything I eat out here. All right, I'm gonna grab this one right here. I believe this one is the chicken. Man, that's so juicy. Chicken flavor mixed with the onion, perfect. And you can't complain. I mean, any juicy meat with the onion in here and the outside flakiness is just the best. And the whole texture of this samsa, every single bite I've had so far, is just amazing. I mean, crispy, light, flaky, a little buttery. And when you pair it with the sauce, with the meat and the onion, next level. And another thing I like too is how warm and juicy it is. And then you add this super cold, refreshing, tangy sauce. It just works well together. Let's get into this one right here. I believe this one is the beef. This one has extra sesame seeds. Feels so good. On the smaller side, but it's probably packed with flavor. That beef is so good, man. Fatty, tender. All of these are mixed with onion, so the onion just enhances every type of meat that is in here. I love how they put pieces of fat too. Just like the shashlik earlier, they layered the meat with the fat. Same thing in the samsa. There's fat chunks in here, as you can see. I love it here so far. Just coming here to try their food and experience their culture, see the architecture. It's been great so far, man. I mean, the food I've tried has been phenomenal. Everything I've tasted here has been so good, and I'm just blown away. The last one I'm gonna get into is the potato. This is the vegetarian one, and feels heavier, honestly, than all the other meat ones. This one is definitely the heaviest. I mean, the potato is good, but you gotta come here for, you know, the meats. It's nice to balance it out though with some vegetables. So far here in Uzbekistan, I'm just really impressed with their simple meats and breads. Even earlier, the naan with the shashlik. The middle was like a sourdough because it has like the air bubbles and like slightly fermented, and the outside is just like a nice crisp bread. So, it's so new to me. This type of bread they have here is so good and very simple, but it's on point.
One big plate.
Which one do you recommend? This one? Okay, we'll do the big plate. That has horse meat? And okay, that sounds good. Okay, that's, thank you. We are ending the tour the only way you should, with Uzbekistan's national dish. We're at Beshkozon, aka the Plov Factory. This is the most famous plov center in the city, and as you can see, I mean, the kitchen speaks for itself. Open, huge Kazakhs where they're cooking all the plov, the osh, and it's chaotic in here, man. This is a place people gather for big events, family gatherings, birthdays. It's a classic. When you ask anybody in the city where the best plov is, they point here. Assalamu alaikum. Ooh, rahmat. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Damn, look at this. So the centerpiece of this table is called plov, also called osh. It's Uzbekistan's national dish. If there was one dish that defines this country, it's this one right here. And it usually consists of rice, lamb and beef, carrots, onions, animal fat, garlic, chickpeas, raisins, and quail eggs. This version came with a couple other meats. You see that horse meat, sausage, thinly sliced, looking crazy. And I got a double serving. What's cool about this dish too is that it's a symbol of hospitality and community. A lot of people like to cook it for each other and gather while they eat it. And just looking around this restaurant, you could tell, I mean, big families, big groups coming to eat here. And I've actually talked to a couple locals. They say it's, on average, people have this at least once a week. The flavor is so good, man. Very rich, very savory, deep lamb and beef flavor. And what I love is the carrots. It's cooked for a long time, so they got this nice softness, nice sweetness from the raisin, and that garlic is just super present. This is their naan that's cooked in their ovens on site. Honestly, it feels like a crisp, crunchy bagel in my hand, but still fluffy in the middle. Really good bread. Man, that rice alone is so good. But we gotta try some of these meats. I'm gonna go in for the horse. Compared to the lamb and the beef on the top, I mean, just fatty and rich and soft. So the horse just kind of felt a little dry. But when you mix it with everything, it's not bad. All right, I'm gonna try this now. This is, I believe, meat mixed with rice wrapped in grape leaf. I like that. Nice texture, and the wrap, the leaf, gives it a nice like sweetness and slight bitterness. Really good texture though, especially when you mix it with the carrots. It's good. I'm gonna get some bread and eat it with some of the meat. The meat's so good. Stuff it a little bit. Maybe go right here. Yeah, just like this. Stuff it, and then maybe go quail egg right here. Oh yeah. So good. I mean, the meat's already good as it is, mixed with the fresh bread. Nice eggy quail egg. Too good. Such good things combined together. And then when you wash it down with the fresh tomatoes and onions, cleanses your palate perfectly. Man, but what a day. What a beautiful country. The Silk Road has always been super interesting to me. If you don't know what the Silk Road is, it's an ancient trade network that connected many parts of the world together. Rice from the east, spices from India, fruits and nuts from Central Asia, to cooking techniques from Persia and the Middle East. That's why you see a combination here. Most of these cultures and people that passed through here left a mark.
The crazy thing about traveling far enough is realizing how little your own world matters. Not in a depressing way, in a freeing way. You come to a place like Tashkent, and millions of people are living lives completely separate from yours. Different language, different history, different idea of normal. And none of it needs to make sense to you. The world is big, bigger than whatever version of it we built for ourselves back home. Sometimes you need to go somewhere you know nothing about, just to remember that.